Hey guys, Joester here. Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I have a new handheld right here for me to review and share my experience with it so far. This is the XU10 model. I purchased this on AliExpress. I paid roughly around $70. This is from a company called Mpound. I don't know, I never heard of them before. Honestly, I thought this was made by Powkitty, but you know, all these Chinese companies, they share this devices and they just change the name on it. So I don't even know who makes it really. It doesn't really matter. This is another handheld that is very budget friendly, but I have the R36S and this is even more budget friendly and it has more games than this one. So before I do the comparison, I want to talk about this device and I'm going to show you what's inside the box, the unboxing and everything. So if you like to leave a like, if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, and let's do this. All right, so first of all, let me show you what's included inside the box because they do include some other things. So let's go right here real quick. That is just a little package, but underneath here, there is the charging cable. There's also some like wipes because they also include a screen protector, which is pretty nice. And then here is the instructions. They're in Chinese and in English. So if you need to go through the instructions, that's where you're going to find them. Let's put everything back again. Put everything away. All right, so this is the important device right here. Let me tell you, when I saw this on another review, the first and the main reason that I purchased this device was because of the D-pad. Look at this D-pad. It looks just like a PlayStation controller D-pad. Reminds me of the PS4 controller. So I thought this was going to be much better improved because the other D-pad that I have right here on the R36S is just like a one piece, you know? So honestly, when I'm playing, for example, Street Fighter, it's really hard for me to make the Hadoukens and it's really hard for me, so I just use the analog sticks. So I thought, well, maybe this D-pad is going to be better, and I'll tell you right now, it's like straight up, it doesn't make any difference. You know, it's still pretty bad. It's really hard to make the Hadoukens on the Street Fighter games. It works fine and everything. It's a little bit more accurate, but it doesn't really make, because it's just like a one piece. You notice how when I move this other pieces move too. So I don't know, it's not that easy. It's the same thing, but it's a little bit better. Another thing I noticed is that the buttons are a little bit better too. And they make a lot less noise than the R36S, that is for sure. I like this. And I also like the layout of these buttons, X, Y, A, B. This is the same layout as the Xbox controller. And here, let me show you the Xbox controller. You notice X, Y, A, B is the same layout. So I'm so used to playing on the Xbox controller that for me, I feel more familiar with the buttons layout like this. I also noticed that there's just a one select and start buttons right here. There is no function button. So that's nice. The speaker is located right here in the middle. Is just one speaker and it sounds pretty good. And then we have the analog sticks right here. They feel good. They feel a little bit loose than the R36S, but let's go over here on the side, and then we have the G button, which is sort of like you access some more options. I will show you when I turn this on. Then over here we have the SD card, and then the LED light is located right here on the side. So it's just when you turn on the device, you will see this one light up like blue. Then there's also the headphone jack, just in case if you want to connect so headphones, which is nice. And over here on top, we have the OTG port and then the DC port for charging. So that's where you connect that, you charge it right here on top. And then we have the power button on this in the back, and then the reset button, which is nice. I mean, it's totally different design than the R36S for sure. Then this shoulder buttons, I guess we can call that. What I notice is that the R2 and the L2, they're a little bit more raised. You can see the difference right here. So this does make a difference when you're holding the device. It's like your index finger can I feel like they're better. They feel better than the R36S. Look at that. And they make a lot less noise. It's not that very noisy. It feels very, very good. Then let's go over here on this other side. We have another SD card reader right here, but notice that it was only shipped with one SD card, which is right here. So this SD card has the operating system plus the games. And then over here, we also have the volume rocker right here. At the bottom, there is nothing. And that's it. That's it with the design. It has this little like plastics right here on top. They look like, I don't know honestly what they are for, but they look like some little ears, you know, so maybe that's what the theme of this device is. But let's turn it on. So we're going to press the power button, and you see the light. It's kind of like purple right now, and it's going to boot up. So this uses this Magic X operating system, which is completely different than the Arc OS that I use on the R36S, and it has this like intro, like Magic X. So right now, based on my experience so far, this operating system, it's very simple, and I will show you how it works. It's very, very basic. And I mean, since I've been using the R36S compared to this one, it's all right. It's, like I said, it's very basic, but you don't have access to a lot more options than what you get with the R36S. But if you want something simple, you just want to play your games and not to worry about anything else, this device does everything. You know, it has, I think it has 10,000 games. Let me go through this and I will show you. There's one that says there's so many ROMs in here. Diary, links, family, computer. I mean, there are so many options. Game & Watch, that's from Nintendo. Game Gear, Game Boy Color, Intellivision, like I've never heard of this before. A Sega Master System, MSX2, Neo Geo Pocket. I mean, if you like King of Fighters, wow, the King of Fighters looks different, but Neo Geo, remember Neo Geo in the arcades? I used to play that. Neo Geo Pocket Color. I didn't even know they had a Pocket Color. PC Engine, Mega Drive. I mean, look at all this different options that you have here. So all games together, it says it has 10,748 games. Honestly, I don't have the time to go through all in each and every game, but for the most part, like all your favorite and most popular games are going to be here. It's very responsive, feels good. Now let me try to use the D-pad. But honestly, I don't feel like the D-pad is very responsive. I feel like for fighting games, the best way is through the analog stick. Oh, there you go. My God. So if you press this G button, you can also exit the game. Notice that? Press A and then we exit the game. Oh, look at that. Dreamcast. Sonic Adventure 2. Never played this game before. Oh, it plays pretty good. Oh my God. Whoa. We can break. Oh my God. I don't even know what I'm doing. But this is a Dreamcast game and it plays very, very good. So I'm trying to play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge and it just keeps on loading. Well, I think it's probably working right now. No, it just kicked me out to the main menu again. So I guess this game is just not working. So I noticed like the games is having a little bit of stuttering. Also the sound. What is this? Oh, okay, so you see like there's some problems here. If I go like this, I can see the map, but if I stop, I don't see the map. So what happened? There you go. Well, this game obviously there are some problems I can hear with the music, and also look at that, like the whole screen turns black and it has this thing right here. So let's exit this game. Let's press the G button and just go back to the main menu. So you're going to find some problems like this. What do I press? So yeah, you're going to find some problems like this. Not every single game is going to work. Obviously that game is from the 64, and that game is not really that very popular, but for the most part, like Super Nintendo games are going to work just fine. It's just a matter of looking through all of these games, and if you find something that you like, just press the Y button and you have it on your favorites. So here we have Donkey Kong Country, another classic. Well, there's like many of this Donkey Kong Country available here, but I remember when this game came out too, it was like, whoa, those graphics, they look excellent, they look beautiful, right? But nowadays, like all these games, they look so amazing on the new consoles, but it's really nice to go back to this area and just enjoy this simple games, I can say. I guess those are simple, very simple games. If you have a game that you want to put into your favorites, just press Y and it goes to favorites, and the favorites is going to be right here, favoritos. It's in Spanish too. So I have here the Crash Bash. That game is so much fun. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike is a lot of fun too, and Super Crash. So far those are the games that I have in favorites, but there's so many games here that you can choose from. So then if you want to access some of the menu, you have to press the G button right here. And then over here, you only have a very few options. For example, controller settings. Now to get into the menu, you're gonna press A. You see, you can actually change the settings on the controller, but if you wanna go back, just press back. So this is another difference that I noticed that is from the R36. Like everything, it's with the letter A, but the letter A here is located in a different position. You guys notice? So B is here, A is here. So the layout on the buttons is different. So sometimes I get confused because I go through that. Then we have UI settings. Let's go here. It says full. Then game controller settings. System display 38 selected. When you go back, it's going to reset the operating system. I don't know why it does that. But yeah, it resets the operating system and it's loading back again. Then let's go back over here. And then when you have language select, you can have all these languages, not that many, but you have that. System settings over here, just adjust the brightness. That's all you can do here. And then you can just quit. Restart emulation, station, restart system, and then shut down system. I noticed that sometimes, for example, if you go into some games, for example, let's go here, Crash Bash, let's see what happens. Then you get other settings like emulation options. And if you go in here, you can change the emulator, aspect ratio, bilinear filtering, shader set, enable max performance. Right now I have everything in automatic, but I noticed that you get into this other, a little bit more settings, but that's basically it. It's very simple. You don't have many settings, and the screen is a 3.5 inch screen, and it's also IPS. It looks nice. So now let me compare it, make a comparison with the R36S, because this R36S, it's cheaper. It's roughly between $10 to $15 cheaper. So let's turn it on right here. And I feel like this is the better option. To be honest, after I played this for a while, I still go back to my R36S. And the reason being is because, first of all, this operating system, it's much more customizable. Like you can change so many things. I mean, look at the appearance right now. For example, if I want to change the appearance to this, you press start, and what was it? I think it's UI settings, and then and then right here, theme. You can go here, the theme, and I'm using the R35S theme NES box, but you have all these other themes that you can choose. For example, Arc OS Carbon. Let's go into that one. You just select that, then go back, and it's going to restart. And look at that. It's different. It looks nice too. Look at that. Doesn't that look cool? Well, you can't do that with this, the XU10. You can't do those little things. So those are, I mean, like those are just one, that is just one thing. Another thing I noticed is that the placement of the analog sticks, this is a little bit, they're more a little bit close together. Notice the difference between these two? I mean, the XU10, the analog sticks are just closer together. I honestly, after playing with this, I feel like this is more comfortable. The separation between these analog sticks, they're just more comfortable than to hold it with this button. Yeah, I just feel like more ergonomic. I think that's the word that I'm looking for. That's so far what I have feeling. But honestly, I can say that the buttons right here on the XU10, they feel better. Honestly, they feel better. Now I notice a lot of people are complaining about the buttons of the R36S because like they say they're a little stiff. They're not, you know, honestly, they feel good. They're very responsive too, but there's a little bit longer right here than compare, for example, to the XU10. I don't know if you guys can see that, but they're just a little tiny bit longer. But now that I have this one in my hands, I can tell you that this one, the XU10 buttons do feel a little bit softer. They do feel a little bit better, but I'm still having a good time with the R36S, that's for sure. And another thing, for example, on the R36S, in the menus, I can access to Wi-Fi. And then on my previous video, I showed you guys how to update the operating system via Wi-Fi, and it's pretty simple. Now, I didn't see that option over here. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but I just didn't see that option because the menu is very, very simple, and there's not a lot of things that you can do compare to the R36S. Plus, on this device, you have 15,000 games. Now, I'm not saying that every game is gonna work, or you're going to go through all the games. Look at that, all games, 15,093 games. And on this one, all games, 10,748. So this XU10 is a little bit more expensive. It has less games. And oh, one more thing, the battery on the XU10 is 3,000 milliamp battery. And this one is 3,200. Now I noticed that some of the R36S, they do have a 3,500 milliamp battery. I don't know why this one has a 3,200 milliamp, but even so, it's larger battery than the XU10. So you're gonna get at least one more extra hour of gameplay, if that's it. But that makes a difference. Another difference that I noticed, for example, in the back on the R36S, you can replace the battery right away. It has a door right here, which you can just replace the battery right away. And on the XU10, you don't have that option. I mean, you can unscrew this whole back, remove the plate, open this up, and then replace the battery. So obviously it makes it a lot easier for the R36S to replace the battery. Now, it's not like you're going to replace the battery like every now and then. It is probably going to take a long time before you need to replace the battery, but it's nice to have, you know, that quick access option on the R36S. So another thing I noticed is that the screen on the R36S is actually look better. It's brighter and it's more vibrant. I mean, look at the difference. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I put the brightness all the way up on the XU10, but I still feel that the screen looks just better on the R36S. That's another difference, that this machine, it's honestly one of the best ones. But yeah, that's what I noticed. Alright guys, so in conclusion, my recommendation for you, if you're going to spend roughly about $50–60, I will go for the R36S. It's just such a much better device. Almost everything works. There's so many things that you can customize and change. The buttons, at least the analog sticks, I feel like they're in a better position. You can easily replace the battery here. The screen looks way better. It looks brighter and it looks nice, much nicer in a different angles than the XU10. I mean, I'm not saying that this is a bad device. It's actually pretty good too, but you have limitations and you're paying more money for this. Plus you get more games on the R36S than the XU10. So that is just my opinion. You can spend your money however you like, but I would recommend to go for the R36S. There you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'm Joster, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Joster out.